Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this reading comes across your feed. Welcome in. This is Intuitive Moon 1111 Tarot. It is a new channel. I have been on another channel for a few years, Intuitive Dreams 1111 Tarot. So you are more than welcome to check out that. I have a lot of shorts and videos over there. So let's get on to why we are here currently now. I'm doing a reading for the full moon in Virgo. That peaks March 3rd. We are already in the energy. It starts 3 days up to the full moon peak and goes 3 days even after the peak of the full moon. Virgo energy is earth energy. So it is about being practical, getting grounded, seeing where there's chaos in your life. That can be health, relationships, careers, finance, personal growth, and just overall spirituality. And basically you want to find the balance, right? Wherever this chaos may be going on in your life. For the overall Aries energy, no, you do not have to be an Aries sun, moon, rising, Venus for this to resonate with you. Even if you don't have any planet placements in Aries, you still have a house. So this technically can resonate with anybody, all right? Any of the zodiac signs that are posted, because we embody all 12 signs of the zodiac. For the specific Aries energy during this full moon could be taking a look at your work habits, right? Taking a look at your health habits. What have you been neglecting, right? Have you been neglecting yourself? Have you been neglecting some sort of task at work? And basically, just let's address those little things that matter for you in the long run. Just could be overall just self-improvement. So what I want to do is I want to pull the astrology dice, and we're going to take a look at what my spirit team and guides want us to look at for the Aries energy. What house specifically is going to affect the Aries energy for this full moon in Virgo? What house, please? Seventh house. Whew. Close relationships, marriage, people that are just closest to you. Let's take a look at the past, present, and future for this house, please, for Aries energy. Seventh house. Past, present, and future, please. Seventh house for Aries energy. Okay. Past, Nine of Wands. Present, Page of Wands. Future, Temperance. Okay. So whatever close relationship that is to you, like I said, can be marriage, can be dating, can be family, whatever, whoever you're close to, right? You can be close to people at work, whatever that is to you. But there's something in the past here, like you were not giving up on, right? You may have been, I'm hearing, you may have even been like forcing a relationship or forcing something to work. You may have been constantly approaching this person the same way. Regardless, you were not going to give up, right? the Nine of Wands is associated with the wounded warrior. So that wounded warrior is like, I'm wounded, but I'm still getting up. I'm still coming in. I'm still here. I'm still trying. And then current moment, Page of Wands. Well, it's like you're feeling inspired to focus on something new. It's kind of like you're starting to set yourself free from the past and whatever that relationship was. Like I said, you kept putting all your energy into it. And in the current moment, you're kind of like, something else has caught your attention. I don't know what. I don't know if it was a project, another person. But you're sort of setting yourself free. But it's something that's new that's making you feel more inspired in a new direction. And in the future with the Temperance, you're feeling more in balance. You're feeling calm. You're feeling more harmony. And some of you, this could be a new soulmate for you. Like I said, something's caught your attention. Could be different for all of you. Let's start clarifying. So tell me about this Nine of Wands in the past for Aries. Tell me about this Nine of Wands. And we do still have a lot. I'm sorry, I just looking down. You could have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, or it could be a Sagittarius you're dealing with. But regardless, it's a lot of fire energy. You could have a lot of fire energy. Anyway, side note. All right, tell me about this Nine of Wands. What's going on here? Woo. Okay, so we've got the Five of Wands in reverse. Again, more fire. Leo energy. Page of Swords in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah. See, I told you could be dealing, like I said, with a Sagittarius. Because now you've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. So, man, bless your heart. It looks like you were really trying hard to make something work with a person, Queen of Wands, whether that's masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter, who was quite demanding. A Queen of Wands in the reverse, they can be jealous, manipulative, demanding. They could have been just a lot of talk. They weren't showing any action, right? So the Queen of Wands in the upright knows what they want, goes after it, who's they're very social, they're very magnetic, they show a lot of courage. In this person, it's like you kept trying to put relief. There was some fighting. I think you just kept trying to get relief from the conflict. And they just kept fighting with you. You know, they just kept, it's like maybe this person almost likes to fight. So they just kind of kept putting demands on you, and here you were being, you know, like I said, just you kept trying to push forward to make something work with the connection. And it just wasn't doing it. And now you're like, something's caught your attention. I don't know what. What is this Page of Wands? Tower in reverse. Emperor, you. Empress. The Emperor and the Empress. You know, it's almost as if there's another. Now, I don't know if you're the masculine or the feminine. You take that as it resonates. But it's almost like you kept trying and trying and trying with this person in the past. And then in the current moment, it's like, you're like, this person isn't going to change. It's just, oh my God, it's obstacle after obstacle. You know, and you're like, I've tried and it, nothing works. Nothing makes this person happy. And you're like, it's time for me to stand in my own power and to find somebody who's willing to work with me. Some of you have found an Empress, or it's somebody, could be a Taurus, could be a Libra. You take that as it resonates, or you could very well be the Taurus or the Libra, and you've found an Emperor. Like I said, this is Aries energy, so this could relate to anybody. You could have a little Aries placement, but you could actually be a Libra or a Taurus, or you could be a Scorpio, Tower, Aries, Taurus. Scorpio. And you're like, somebody's caught your attention. Now, I don't know if you take it as it resonates. I don't know if it's the feminine or the masculine. Depends on who you are watching this and how it resonates. But whoever you kept trying with, you realize that it's not going to work. It's an obstacle after obstacle. I'm getting beat up. I keep trying. They're, constant demands. You can't get any action out of them. Like, they're just block after block, and you keep, it's not working. And now you're like, somebody's caught your attention. Somebody who is nurturing. They're in the upright, because the Emperor and the Empress came out in the upright, which is very much, they balance each other. They're the ultimate couple. And don't forget, like I said, in the future, you've got Temperance. You, in the future, at soulmate, you're going to feel the balance where you've been working with somebody, whether you're married to them or whoever this close person is, or somebody you're dating. just wasn't balanced. There was never any peace, any harmony. It was always fighting, always blockages, always friction. And you realize you can't change anybody. You can't make somebody do something they don't want to do. When you let go of the control and realize they're not going to change, but you can change. So instead of you being the wounded warrior constantly trying to make it work with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, you let go and you change yourself. You take power over your own life. And now you've got, I don't know, like I said, if it's the Emperor or the Empress that's coming in. Okay, I can take it as you, as the Aries, where you have an Empress coming in. But you reverse those roles as you see fit. But they've caught your attention. And in the future, this is a soulmate. This is somebody who matches you, who balances you. What is this Temperance in the future? Let's get a little more on this. It's almost like you're coming from, the only way I can say this is, you're coming from, like, say, and I know it looks like it's more on a relationship, but it's almost like, you're going to a stressful job every day. So dealing with this person was like a stressful job, right? It was constant blocks and long hours, and you spinning your wheels and you don't feel like you get anywhere. And then all of a sudden you let go and you come across somebody and you're like, this is like a vacation. Suddenly you're in vacation mode is the feeling I'm getting. And you like it. What is this Temperance in the future? Yeah. Six of Pentacles. It's the give and take. What you put in, they're putting in. Because all you were doing is you were doing all the putting in and they were doing all the blocking. Now you're feeling the even Steven flow of somebody who doesn't want to be friction, right? Chafing. Now it's somebody who's like, I don't want to chafe. I want to get along. Seven of Pentacles. In the reverse. King of Swords in the reverse. It's almost you're realizing in the future, as you look at the past and now talking to this new person or this new person's around you, you're starting to probably interact with them. And you're like, I see where you were blocking your own growth by dealing with somebody who was blocking it. You see where you were, your thoughts, well, actually, really the communication with this Queen of Wands. You're seeing where they didn't have the communication skills. It was never going to grow. There was never peace and balance. And now you're seeing the difference between this new person that's caught your eye. You're like, well, they're willing to talk to me. They're willing to meet me halfway. And you're seeing the difference. What was the shadow here? The fear of love. Past hurts can create walls. Be mindful of where you block love from entering your life. It's the Queen of Wands you were dealing with had a fear of love. So they put walls up. They're very much stuck in their own fears. And that's not something you can help. I think you kept trying, but it wasn't working. And that's where I said with the Tower in reverse, you knew you could make a change for yourself. And that was to let go, take control of your own life, because you can't force somebody to change or to heal or to trust you, that, you know, not to be afraid of loving you, not to be afraid of them allowing you to love them. You just took the hands off the wheel, because this person needs to work on their own shadow where they were hurt in the past. So the only thing they knew was fighting and blockage and being demanding and not allowing you in. And you realize this, where it wasn't your fault because you kept trying, but it was your fault because you were constantly trying. You were trying for something that was never going to change with this person. And the only way it would is if they take a look at themselves. But you found your true match. This wasn't your match. This is your true soulmate. It's the matching pair. You're learning to grow up. You're learning to look at yourself and see what needs to change about you. The person you were dealing with didn't. There was no growth. You know, it was almost it was like they didn't want to communicate. They didn't know how to communicate. And now you're seeing the difference of somebody who's willing to put in the effort versus somebody who isn't. Let's get you a moon card. Moon card, please. Thunder moon. The thunder moon awakens intense energy within, calling forth the power forces that drive transformation and bold change. That's what I said you did with the Tower in reverse. Like, you were like, okay, I gotta change. I can't make them change, but I can. And you transformed yourself. You stopped being the wounded warrior over somebody who wasn't ready to heal. Awakening, transformation. Power. Remember I said you stood in your own power as the Emperor, And you took control over what you could change. And you're setting yourself free. This is major for you. You've done a lot of work. And you just realized you were dealing with somebody who was afraid of love. They were hurt too much in the past, and, you know, you were willing to change. You were willing to take a look at yourself. You were willing to transform yourself. You were willing to step in your power, which is why you became the emperor. And now you have an empress, a soulmate coming in, who's going to, you know, give you the even flow and the balance, right, that you were fighting so hard for in the past. Sagittarius, like I told you, energy. Libra, Taurus, you Aries. I think I said Sagittarius. Leo. Yeah, Leo energy. You could have been dealing with any of these signs. But your future is beautiful because you're currently stepping into your power and realizing you can change. You can't worry about somebody who's not ready to change from their past fears. And one day they may wake up when you've moved on in the future. And they'll realize how much effort you actually put in. They don't see it now, but it may be way down the road. They'll wake up and see, wow, that person put so much effort into me and really tried. But you'll already be where you need to be with the correct soulmate. All right, Aries, I hope that was helpful. It was a strong, inspiring reading to see you actually transforming yourself and having a beautiful future with the correct balance, and just realizing what happened in the past. I hope that was helpful. Till the next time, I'll talk to you soon.